Okay, so next lesson, we're gonna talk about oil. So tires and oil, two of the most basic things that can keep your car on the road for a long time. Also two of the easiest things that people overlook when they're doing their tires and keeping their maintenance on their car, that rather. So your car is gonna have one of two things. You're gonna have conventional oil, or you're gonna have synthetic oil. Easy way to do it, your car, again, where that sticker that had your tire pressure and the tire size, it's also going to have recommended your oil weight. Either it's 530, 520, 0W20, and that is going to classify whether it's conventional or synthetic. So if you look on there and your sticker says 0W20, that's only a synthetic oil. So the people at the store, or if you're buying oil, you'll know you're only buying synthetic oil. Use what your car takes. Don't try to go the cheap route and use conventional oil if your car takes synthetic oil, because the difference is a synthetic oil is a thicker weight oil, so it's designed to coat the motor and be a little bit thicker. If you use a conventional oil, you run the risk of you can do all kinds of damage to the motor. You can create a knocking noise in there. You can slip something. So just use what the car's recommended, and using good oil is not very expensive, and it can mean the difference. This is a 2012 and it has 400,000 miles on it, and it still runs brand new because I've been religious about the types of oil that we use. So when you're checking your oil, obviously engine oil, pretty easy standard stuff to recognize. Just remove the dipstick. Don't use this as a gauge. You need to clean it first because it could have gotten shaken up while I was driving. So you're cleaning it. So now you got a clean slate. Put it back in there. You're gonna put your oil back in there. Put it all the way in. Give it a second, pull it back out. These two lines right here are gonna be your indicators. Obviously, if it's here, you're gonna be pretty full. You can see where that's a little thicker towards the bottom. So I'm actually about a quart low on oil, which is pretty solid for this because I need an oil change in about a week. So that's pretty standard. But between these two hash marks right here, and every dipstick's gonna have different, whether it be crosses or they're gonna have gauges right here of what you have. But safe bet is to be in between here. So every now and then, even if you don't think you need an oil change, just come out, wipe that down, stick it in there, pull it out, and you can see where it's darker below that bottom hash. So that's where your oil actually is. All this stuff is just runoff residue. So if you're below this bottom, you want to put you're at least about a quart low, and if you're over this, you're a little full. So you want to float in between here, and then that's as simple as checking your oil is. Your standard oil is going to be between 3,000 to 4,000 miles is when you need an oil change. Your synthetic oil, they're going to tell you, is between 5,000 to 7,000. I still recommend 3,000 to 5,000, no matter if you're using synthetic or standard oil. There's nothing wrong. You can't change your oil too much. I promise you. You can only make your car last longer, but you can change your oil too less. Like, you can let it run for a long time, and that's when you run the risk of having low oil, blowing the motor, all kinds of bad stuff. And it can be as easy as a $30 oil change every 5,000 miles can save your car for 10 years. Also, while we're here, you can look right here, washer fluid only, pretty standard. Just pop that open. You can go to a gas station, an O'Reilly's, a Napa, a Walmart, and just get you some blue washer fluid. All it is, you just pop that open and pour it until it's full. There's usually a line down there that'll tell you it's full. Keep that in there. It's just easy stuff for when in the wintertime, when your windows are frosted over, that washer fluid helps break down the ice and doesn't allow the ice to freeze back over.
Show them where you actually put oil.
Oh, okay. So, this is one. I'm trying to, yeah, we'll do it right there. So here, on top of here, you're gonna have a little oil can. You can see, I don't know if you can see from the video, but normally you'll see like an oil can and it'll say your oil level. So this one says motor oil, which is the type that is recommended for this car. Most of the time on the cap is going to be the weight. So it'll say 530, it'll say 10W20, 020, anything like that. Just screw this over, screw that off, and then you're going to take your quart of oil. Most cars are going to take between 3 to 5 quarts. Now your trucks can take 5 to 7 quarts, but I would start off, if your car is completely drained of oil, put 2 or 3 quarts in there, then check it, then put another quart in there, then check it. Just continuously do it until you get it to the right level that you want it to be at.